this in Arizona.
Wow.
It turns out we do, but it was on like KTAR
AM.
or some dumb shit. I'm like, what a fucking waste, man. Because his stories were the fucking best. The fucking rest of the story, like, I remember he told one,
Ah,
like, you're glued to the fucking radio, and at the end of it, it turns out the whole story was about a fucking raccoon or some shit like that. And you're like, what the fuck, man? Paul Harvey. Fuck, you storytelling some bitch. Good
I think my
But every
favorite-
time he'd come on, when he'd start his reading the news, he'd, hello, Americans.
as far as radio personalities go, Art Bell was probably my favorite.
that
The
shit
one that
got
does the oldies in L.A.?
the ghost stories and
It was just
shit.
a talk radio guy.
And aliens but it was always AM.
Garrison Kelly. Oh, I can't remember his name exactly, but he Prairie Home Companion back in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah, I saw that movie.
Oh, you saw the movie? Yeah, the movie's based off of his radio program that he's done for years and years and years.
He wasn't in the movie?
He was in the movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I remembered it.
Garrison Keller. I
I'm
think is his
saying
name.
that. I can't remember.
But yeah, it's based off of his
Might have to
radio
refresh
program
you
that
on
he's been
that
doing for
one.
years and years and years and years. And
Yeah, since
Yeah.
like the fucking
oh, from way back.
40s or 50s
Yeah.
or some shit.
Yeah, and most of the skits and performances in the movies were from were ones that he had done on his show at some point.
Think about turning
That had
the
a good
Wi-Fi
ass
off.
cast too.
Mm-hmm.
Might need to.
But yeah, that was always anytime I got back to the Midwest area and I could hear that, I always enjoyed that program.
Yeah.
Art Bell was like all the aliens and
Excuse me.
His Halloween
from the
horror
middle of
stories
Nevada. Yeah,
were awesome.
that used to be like a fucking tradition for us. Drive around like late after Halloween, late on Halloween after like trick or treating.
Sometimes we go park in
over.
the cemetery.
Just listen to ghost stories because basically people calling in and telling freaky shit that's happened to them. It wasn't like just him reading urban legends. It was people going, fuck, I
It happened to me.
I saw my dead grandma. She raped me in the bathtub or whatever.
Like,
damn, Granny.
Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yeah, except with less sex.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess rape
Wait,
is sex.
I was about to
but
say,
less on purpose sex.
that was
Anyway.
rough to me.
We got your
It
deal.
depends on which purpose you're talking about.
Yeah, we got trivia cruising up towards Halloween. You guys practice? Everyone's
Horror
buzzers
movies.
work? Does your buzzer work? All right. I just want to make sure your work, Danny.
No,
No,
he's
it
just
scores.
yet again.
I'm
it was
wondering
slow.
if it's not working.
That's that's
just,
Danny.
just last.
Hey Brian, this is how we need to play.
Right? You got to cross body it.
Wait. No.
Oh, there you go, man. But yeah, with our current
Let's make this
tournament.
fair, John. Fuck. You know?
Let's make a deal.
Our reigning
But
champion.
with our current
Did you ship
tournament
off
we have going on
Oh yeah, where's my
Facebook.
fucking crown?
And
Bring
then,
it.
oh, yep.
Bring it, he says.
Here it is. Current reigning champion. Might be the last time he wears that crown for a while. He's got the Olympic
that
music
I
going
don't
over
know.
there.
Did you share?
Yeah.
It's weird. All right.
Is that
I saw it
Olympics?
open.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That was the Olympics, yeah.
It's
gold
either that or
medal.
like the Queen of England.
I'm not a good.
No, that was the Olympics, the gold medal song he was doing there.
I'm not a good mouth trumpeter.
I got that
I
it was the
disagree.
Olympics.
Ding, 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 ding,
You just didn't
ding,
realize
ding,
what you
ding,
were
ding,
doing.
I didn't. Yeah, I
ding,
thought that
Vanilla
was
Ice
some,
over
some
here.
royal. Yeah.
No, that was under pressure.
Oh.
Vanilla Ice is ding, 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 ding.
Ding ding. Yep, I forgot. It's totally different.
Vanilla
It had
Ice
that
is
ding
ding,
ding
ding.
ding in there. Yeah. Remember that fucking interview he did where he tried to
was
explain that shit?
ridiculous.
It fucking kills me
I'm a
every
Vanilla
time I
Ice fan,
watch
but
it.
even I shook my head.
Every time, you know, we've had the ding ding, so
Mhm.
it's different. It's a completely different beat. Nothing about this,
I made that up myself in the shower.
right? Ding ding. But yeah, so we have a horror movie trivia to go along with everything else.
Horror, not horror.
Horror.
It's not
Not
about the blonde
horrors.
chick from the Bruce Willis movie.
Yes, not about horrors, but horror movie trivia.
Pretty woman.
You can have both in the same movie.
A lot of
Ready.
times you do. Oh yeah.
All right, so we'll start out with do you want to play a game?
Are we on? Well,
Saw.
Yes.
what is yes?
Saw. Do you
Oh
wanna play
fuck!
a
Really?
game?
That was part of it?
Yep.
Ah.
See who was on the up and up. John's with the quickness.
I didn't know we were really playing. here.
I know. I wanted to see who was going to be quick with that one. All right, here we go. In this horror film, aliens drink the blood of humans using crazy straws stuck into cotton candy cocoons.
Alien.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer clowns from outer space. That was a creepy ass fucking
In
one.
space. They can't eat ice cream.
That one's on
Brian
Hulu
just
right now. for
pick the
anyone who's
word
never...
from the title.
Yeah,
he
he's like an
recognized.
alien. Yeah, aliens have cotton candy cocoons and they're sucking blood out of crazy straws.
I don't.
Remember that part?
I-
The little inside mouth goes.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. It could be some weird shit.
All right.
It's like the original Predator. I mean, you could. Other than Get to the Chopper, I don't remember.
It's like Naked Gun. Every time you watch it, you see something new.
Like what?
What is the name of the brand of dolls that Chucky possesses in Child's Play?
My buddy.
Nope. Nope.
Uh,
Anybody else? No, we gotta give it to the
they both passed.
the brand name of the doll that Chucky possesses in Child's Play. I hear they're remaking.
Mr. Buddy.
No.
My pal.
No. John?
Just buddy?
Nope. So we have no one here. No one. You guys? Any
Oh
second
no,
guess?
my buddy was real. It was
My
take
Buddy
on
was a
that.
real ass
Yes.
fucking doll.
Yeah.
It was based off of the My Buddy. Nobody? It was the Good Guys doll.
dang
The
it.
Good Guys doll. No, yeah, My Buddy was a real ass
The real
doll.
one, yeah.
Which I was like,
That's what I'm like. No, that's
who
not.
would
I think me
fucking
and Brian
want-
should get credit for robbing John's thought.
Thought train?
Yeah.
I just would like, who thought that was a good idea to have a creepy ass life size dolls like that? No wonder Child's Play was made.
Right.
Like, I get it. Here we go. Who is the killer in Friday the 13th?
The original was Mrs. Voorhees.
Very good. Mrs. Voorhees, Jason's mom. It was not Jason.
I think I was first.
Really? John's killing it right now at 3 to 0s.
You know what it might be? The sound waves coming out of that might be slower, and it's got to farther to reach us. You know what I mean? So like we
Here.
never think it's you. There you go.
Which one was this one? With a new chapter about to be released in theaters soon, how many
He got it before I did.
Friday the 13th.
No.
Halloween.
No. Now finish. Do you want me to finish the question?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many total films are there in the Halloween franchise? He gets it. You guys already had your
Yeah.
guesses. It goes to John. Then you guys can fight over if he gets it wrong.
Are we counting
We're
No,
counting,
it's-
Rob Zombie
we're counting
movies or just
all
the
of
original?
them.
All of
Every
them?
single,
Okay.
everyone in the franchise,
So-
the whole thing.
This will be the 11th, I believe.
Correct.
Booyah!
That's
Oh fuck!
I don't care if that's not what I was gonna say.
You want to? Next time we'll take a break while John's in here counting up his
Fucking
answer,
movies and shit.
and then we'll come back
I
and
had to get specifications.
resume filming so you can
And,
go ahead
and technically, I
say
would
your
say
answer.
one less because Halloween 3 was not a fucking Halloween movie.
No, it wasn't.
I should have got specifications too. Can you name them all while I count?
Okay. What are the 3 rules to surviving a horror movie as laid out in Scream?
Scream.
Do we get partial credit if we know one of them?
If you get more than somebody else,
Don't get drunk. Don't have sex. And fuck, don't go upstairs.
No, I don't.
no, you had 2. I'm not gonna say which 2, but you had
The
2 right.
most important one was never say "I'll be right back."
That's right.
And
Damn
you want to
it.
name what the other 2 are? Maybe you'll get one of them wrong.
Don't have sex,
Uh huh.
and don't go upstairs,
And there's one more.
and don't get drunk.
And don't get drunk. Yeah, I just want to make sure you said them because you
For
could have messed up
Bonus
there.
points. Who said, "I'll be right back"? Right after that was said.
Shaggy, the guy that plays Shaggy.
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard. Yeah, Brian's on the board.
Liver alone.
Liver
alone.
But yeah, so that was the don't say I'll be right back.
That's
You were
right.
close with the
Yeah.
don't go up the stairs. From office pranks to the deafening silence, this actor, writer, director is the trifecta.
From what?
From office pranks to the deafening silence, this actor, writer, director is the trifecta. This is the tricky question.
I would agree.
John Stamos.
Close. No,
Damn it.
you had. You almost. I almost thought you had it.
John Grisham.
No, but you're on the right track with the Johns.
John Carpenter.
No.
John Wayne Gacy.
No. Anybody else want to make one more John guess?
John Bench.
No.
Damn it. I was so
Danny, any
close.
last John guess that has to do with horror movies, deafening silences?
No.
No, that was a reference to John Krasinski's The Quiet Place.
Okay.
He was the Jim in The Office.
Oh.
And then he wrote, direct, and starred in The Quiet Place. Which was terrifying. Did I do everything on that one? Yes. Alright, so this is the one that you guys rolled dice to see who gets to go in what order.
Okay.
So, the question's going to be from the Freddy Krueger series. No, John gets to go first.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, from the Freddy Krueger series, a Nightmare on Elm Street. Name one of the sequels, like the actual name
Dream
title.
Warriors.
All right, John has one. Dream Warriors. Whoever doesn't, if you can't think of one, you're out, and we keep going
Oh,
around.
damn.
So now it's to Brian.
The New Nightmare.
No,
What was it? Yeah, it was.
Final Nightmare.
the Final Nightmare is what it was.
So me and Danny keep going.
Yep. I don't think there. I'm pretty sure New Nightmare was in it. Like, he has me,
he
like,
bumps him
guessing.
and then does him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know one of them was called New Nightmare.
I don't think so.
Nightmare. It was. What's the director's name? It was his name's New Nightmare.
Yeah, he was right. Brian's still in it. Yeah. It was the Wes Cravens, and it was when they did the
Yes,
one.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
It was the one
Oh.
where he was like the actors were playing themselves as they were
Oh, I
talking about
remember that, but I
making
thought
the
that
new
was
yeah,
Final
yeah.
Nightmare.
Yeah, I did have that on here. I just didn't see it. So yeah, Brian's still in it, and then you got one. So now it's to John.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it past the second.
Should it be Danny?
No,
No, I
Danny
already
got
went.
one.
Final Nightmare.
He had
was
You were
the
good.
Final
Okay.
Nightmare.
He was just stalling.
Fuck.
5,
Any of them from
Four.
from that had Freddy Krueger in them.
3.
I ain't gonna lie.
Freddy versus
Two.
Jason.
Freddy versus Jason. That's one. John's still in it.
Oh man, you stole mine. Wasn't there one called Freddy Kills Jason?
No, that was
Was
the
it
Freddy
different?
versus Jason. There was no different. Give me a final answer.
Good grasp though. Reach
Nope.
for the stars.
Got none?
I'm
Danny?
blind.
I got nothing. I can't remember.
You got no others?
No.
I guess it's gonna get as the last answer, correct answer. John's gonna win it. Do you have for a bonus point? Can you name one more?
I can't.
Okay. Well, you got Dream Warriors. I expected to come up because that's the most
Yeah.
popular.
That's my favorite of
So
them.
John gets the point on that one. He's up to 5. Here's the ones you guys did not get. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was Freddy's Revenge.
Oh yeah.
4 was The Dream Master.
Okay.
5 was The Dream Child.
That's the story of how he came to be, right?
Yeah, and then we had the Final Nightmare, Freddy vs. Jason, and then the New Nightmare.
And there's a new chapter of that.
What's the one that they was in 3D?
That was
That was part 4. I
The one
believe.
that actually showed
That
him
was
showed
yeah,
him
yeah.
as a normal person, and he goes into the shed and catches on
Yeah,
fire
that was-
and whatnot.
4, I think.
I
I
think
think
so.
that was 4.
Fuck, here wasn't it here
They
just
played here in the Coolidge Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I saw it at the Coolidge.
Me
Theater.
too.
Yeah,
Yep. So John's in the
During
lead,
the day.
5
of course.
Oh,
to 1 to 0.
Of course.
It was a
down there
matinee
for
show.
Danny. In the movie Get Out, what is the interesting way in which Rose eats her cereal?
Get out.
That was the one they just recently did with
Yeah, Keen Kel.
yeah.
Oh, no.
from
Not Keenan
yeah,
Kel.
from
Keenan and Kel.
yeah.
It was Kel. No.
Mhm.
It's not Keenan and Kel, is it?
No.
That's Good Burger guys.
Yeah.
Get out.
Me and John were the first ones to see that movie.
Ever.
Mhm.
Ever.
Didn't you go with me, or is that not you that went with me?
No, I
Ever.
went
Ever.
to
Ever.
The cool
No, somebody.
other movie.
I caught one of those sneak previews to go review it like a month and a half before it came out.
Damn.
But
I can't remember.
It was
can't
like so
remember
creepy.
either. She heats up her milk first.
No. Anybody else have a
remember.
guess?
She uses. is a dead person's body part.
It's not that kind of horror movie, really.
I'm thinking Texas Chainsaw.
Right.
He didn't
Any
actually
guess?
see it. He's guessing.
Any guess?
No, I can't remember
Alright.
at all. I remember
It-
the scene, but I can't
Key
remember.
and Peele was
Yeah.
the name of the show, and it was Jordan Peele who
Yeah.
wrote and directed Get Out. And I also heard that they're trying to get him to do a remake of Candyman.
He's the skinny bald guy that does
No,
the
the short, fatter one.
Rocket Mortgage commercials. The short,
No.
fat one.
Mhm.
Okay.
But the way she ate her cereal was one piece of cereal, and then she drank a glass of milk.
That's
and then
right.
she ate a piece of cereal, drank a glass of milk, while sitting in bed.
A whole glass or just like
Like
sip
she'd
from
like
it?
have like a sip
A
of milk,
glug.
and then
Drank
she'd eat,
from
and
the
then,
glass.
then
It was
she'd
a
drink
good
from
glug.
the glass, not the whole glass. But yeah, she'd have one piece of cereal, and then she'd take a drink. One piece of cereal, take a drink. All right, so a bonus point since nobody got that. Can you name what cereal she was eating?
Frosted Flakes.
No,
Captain Crunch?
no,
Cheerios.
no. Close. Fruit Loops.
Mm.
Circular. At least you had the.
That's what I
shape
said.
right.
Colored Cheerios. God, you guys don't listen. God.
Frosted Flakes. Like, think of a cereal that'd be kind of easier to eat with hands than Frosted Flakes.
I've eaten Frosted Flakes dry.
I'm sure you have.
I thought that was like a
Not
common
one
thing.
flake at a time, did
Yes, fuck
you?
yes.
That's a weirdo.
It's like eating
Remember when I
popcorn
was
in
used
a
to steal
movie.
Kicks from Jennifer's house?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I always had boxes of Kicks in my car.
All right. So, in the ring, beware of this girl coming out of your damn TV.
The girl on the TV from the ring with the
No.
hair.
What is her name?
I don't fucking know.
In a real life name or?
No, her
Character
character's name.
Because I
What
don't
was her
know
name
either.
in the movie.
I don't know either.
Then why are we even asking? I'll take either one, Brian. If you know either one.
I still want clarification.
If you know her name.
Are we
or
talking the
actress's
Japanese
name.
version or the actual ring? Is it Ringu or the
No,
ring?
it's the ring.
Ringu.
Elizabeth.
No, good guess though. At least you took a guess
I
at
have
it.
no idea.
No, nobody. Samara.
Fuck,
How
I
was
close.
Elizabeth a good guess then?
Because he actually took
Is
a
that a
guess
name?
as opposed to just saying I don't know.
it wasn't
Danny.
a good guess.
What's-
It was,
hey, wait,
it was
wait,
more
wait.
like thanks for guessing.
Let's Google her real name. Because I have a fucking loophole there.
What if her real name is Elizabeth?
Oh god.
Let's see what her real name is. So just to placate Brian here, because he'll come back later and be like, "That should have been a point."
That's while he's looking. Did anybody else think Blair Witch was only watchable once?
Yes.
Yes,
It's
you
one-
can.
Once you
but,
knew
but it was
who-
amazing.
Yeah.
once.
The first time
It was fucking
first time it was
scary,
scary
as
as shit.
shit.
First time it
And
was so
most
fucking
people,
good.
most people, I think at the time that said, "Oh, that movie was stupid and it sucked," were probably the people that bought into the marketing strategy
Oh, yeah.
and were mad because they found
Oh,
out
yeah.
it was
That
fake.
it was fake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was the best marketing
Mm.
strategy
Oh,
in
For
history.
for a first view, it is an awesome horror
Yeah.
For a
movie, but you can never watch it
$50,000
again.
movie made
And-
with camcorders.
And I don't know about you guys, but I had no drive whatsoever to see any of the sequels. Because I'm like, what's the
Nah.
point of
I
seeing
watched-
a sequel to a movie that's
I
fake?
watched
I watched the sequel, and it
years
was
later.
lame.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched the actual.
Was it the same people?
No, it was
No.
completely. It
Yes,
was
that's
yeah.
it.
nothing.
But I was
it,
like, the only reason that the first one was so good because for the first viewing, you're like,
wow.
but after that, you're like,
Mm.
anything they try to do afterwards, you're just like, whatever. Like it doesn't hit it for me. Her name was Dave, so no. It was
No, not even
Elizabeth.
close.
That
Maybe-
girl?
If you would have said David, you'd been in.
She won a. She
Right
won
there.
a. Didn't she win an an Emmy for that movie?
Probably an MTV Movie Award.
That was
Probably
probably, what it
MTV,
was.
yeah.
No offense, Dave.
An AVN.
All right, so John's still with 5, Brian with 1, Danny with the 0. Richard Donner directed the Christopher Reeve Superman movie as well as this horror movie about the Antichrist.
Omen.
Correct.
What the fuck? He
It's
even
all
know
for
that-
you, Damien.
He
It's
didn't
all
even
for
know that. He was
you.
just guessing the only Antichrist movie he knew.
Yeah.
Tim Curry and Bill Skarsgård played what?
Pennywise the Dancing Clown and Stephen King's It.
Very good. You did the full name of the clown. I figured John was going to get that one fast. All right. Pinhead is the antagonist.
I think I got that. Hellraiser.
Hopefully that was the question.
Yeah.
Yes, was the protagonist in what film series? Hellraiser. In what horror classic are they running from the tall man?
Phantasm.
John is destroying you guys now. That crown's leaving, Brian.
Fucking John.
All you have to do is get 12 points in the next 3 questions.
They're here.
Jesus, no, that's
Was that me?
John.
Yep.
Poltergeist.
John again.
The one I actually knew.
The one you actually knew. The Overlook Hotel is the setting for this horror.
The Shining.
Yep. John just killed it.
Oh my
Game
God.
over. 11 to 1 to 0.
I finished second.
Second is the first loser.
No ties this time.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was almost.
We're close to tied.
That was a domination by John. Like, we know who is the horror king in this room, for sure. He even has the crown to prove it. He slaughtered that.
He's a jackass.
Slaughtered it.
And it didn't come up, but Hatchet, the protagonist, was Victor Crowley, and it was based on a true story / true urban legend. We were talking about that outside. You guys don't know. It's kind of an inside joke.
So that puts
That's
Brian...
it's not an inside joke. That's an outside joke.
Oh,
Right, yeah, it was an
okay.
outside joke. That puts Brian with 2 wins, John with 3 wins, and Danny with 0 wins.
Sounds about right.
Pretty much like his score tonight.
I think the total points, though, are kind of skewed.
Yeah, because the ones John's won, he's dominated. Except for the first one, Brian won. Brian dominated that
Yeah.
one. The TV theme songs.
Yep, he did kill that.
Yeah, he
Is that
killed
a
that.
gay
Otherwise,
TV
theme
song?
yeah, gay TV theme songs. Otherwise, the
It's
other
like Dharma
ones,
and Greg.
they were really, really close matchups.
Clear eye for the straight guy.
Yeah, because Brian busted off 15 in that first one.
Yeah.
To your 10, Danny's 1.
I don't
And then
think
the
Darby
next
Greg
one, it
were
was
gay.
3 to
I
5
think it was
to
the other-
3. That was a real
Well, not
close.
Dharma and Greg, but the other, and
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace.
Yeah. And then it was 5 to 13 to 10. That was your best showing. You almost had him. And then Brian won 6 to 4 to 3, and then John just dominated. This was the most dominant performance.
Hey,
11
Dharma,
to 1 to 0.
Dharma's in The Walking Dead now.
Really?
Fear the Walking Dead.
Okay.
Oh, the other one, the offshoot.
Speaking of Walking Deads,
The offshoot is just to the point, pretty much to the point of better than the first one. in
It's
my
good.
opinion
It's
now.
good as shit. I like For the Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead's taken some serious weird turns. I haven't started watching it this season, but obviously Rick Grimes dies this year because it's literally the name of the season is the final season of Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
So,
everybody wants to sound.
but they said they're
grimy.
expecting it to go on for another decade without him.
Yeah, they're.
Wow.
Well, they think
What?
they think that they can continue that show just with other characters and just keep moving forward. Yeah, some people from the group get murked out like Rick, who's kind of been the centerpiece. But then you still have Daryl and you got Michonne and a lot of the others, and even if they get killed off, you'll have new people who come into the group and they just keep going and going.
In the comic
With
series,
the
Michonne
stories
has
of it.
her own spin-off series,
Mhm.
so I'm kind of curious to see if that happens too.
Yeah.
Especially if Rick dies, I could totally see her splitting off from the group and disappearing, and then having her own
Well,
show.
I don't know when you last watched, but
I'm up to the last of the last season. I just haven't started this season yet.
because Michonne and Rick are together.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, who's going to take care of his daughter after he's gone?
Oh, it's true.
So I mean, you wouldn't see unless she's going to take the kid and run off.
Or maybe she dies with him.
Could be.
Maybe
But,
have some freaky murder suicide to end his career.
I hate to sound a little bit on the morbid side, but let's say we were in the actual Living Dead, and somebody in our
The
We
party,
were in the actual
we were
Living
at the
Dead.
actual Living
Mhm,
Dead.
we were like in a zombie.
Aren't we
fight.
already in the?
I'd bust out.
Okay.
If the Living Dead TV show was playing out in real life, and we were the main
Do you mean The
characters
Walking
in
Dead?
that
We're
show,
dis-
that's why
He
I-
hasn't seen it in a long
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
It's so long he forgot the
I'm
name.
like, you
Yeah.
mixing The
Even though
Walking
we're
Dead with
talking
Night of
about
the
it
Living
currently.
Dead?
We're overcoming a lot of reality here
It's-
in this
okay.
hypothetical, but keep going.
Yes, The Walking Dead. We were playing out the main characters in that show,
Mhm.
and
I hit Michonne.
nice. One of
Don't
our
you get that?
one of our family members or friends of the group or whatever that ended up with our traveling party was pregnant and had a baby.
Mhm.
Honestly, would you risk
That'd probably be mine. 'Cause
the life of the whole party?
Actually, it'd probably be Danny's because
Yeah,
Right?
not anymore.
Danny's the one that he's all about them kids.
But would you risk the life of yourself and the group of people that you're hoping to reach salvation and rebuild society and stuff with because of a screaming baby that you're not going to be able to keep fed?
I know a lot of people.
I mean, I
wouldn't
hate
keep
to
him
think
around.
about
Okay,
that,
no,
but-
but so what you mean is, if
If
She
you're-
has
if
a
you're-
baby.
you're in the thick of the
She
mix,
has a baby, and then the mom dies. Now you have a screaming baby with no mom.
During-
teeth.
he's not-
that
during
baby
the
would
getaway.
be gone.
No
I'm
yeah.
mom.
talking during the getaway. Not,
That baby would be gone.
No, I mean children are our future.
You can recreate
teach them
the
well,
population
man.
when you get safe.
Let them lead the way.
But every time that baby has some kind of, I don't like the situation, so I'm going to start bawling, could cause.
But then again, as we've
entire
seen in the
population
show,
of
when is
zombies
this
to be on
situation
you.
ever going to be safe?
That's something.
So
that
then,
you-
when are you ever going to have a chance to have children?
then why fight?
I
Then
think
why fight?
Then-
If there's absolutely no hope, then why fight?
Because that child is what gives you the hope.
I
Giving that
disagree.
child a future. You fight for that
The
kid.
place where you can later on make that baby is the hope.
I think that it's to the point where shit evolves in situations like that, and there's a pretty good chance the baby would know to keep its fucking mouth shut.
Maybe.
They had to get through the caveman days somehow.
Right? I mean,
They didn't have
I'm
houses.
pretty sure caveman babies cracked.
Plus, it
but
was.
they
plus it
probably
was
knew how to.
thousands of years, not a couple of months.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but I mean, it could
Fuck,
take.
that show's
a couple
been on
years
for a
ago.
while.
Yeah, it's we're a decade in by now, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know if evolution will take care of a decade, but
Yeah.
It
it's
might.
still more than a couple months.
Same thing. Like if you have, like your mom or mother-in-law is on oxygen and can barely move and stuff.
Oh no, they're
Would
done.
you bring her along?
Yeah, no, fuck no, that's Anchor.
Mhm.
Yep.
I wouldn't even bring them along now.
anyways, even if they weren't on
Right.
oxygen.
Well,
We're just
shit's
going to the
good.
mall, and I'm not going to take her.
No, yeah. The old people, no, they've had their time. If they can't keep up, then that's on them.
Yeah, because I mean, it's different when you,
You keep
compare
them
it to
around
someone
as
like you
fodder.
said. When you have someone who's already lived their entire
You
life.
like
with
toss
someone
them
who's
at the
never
fucking
even gotten
zombies so you
stabbed
can
at
get
it.
away.
That's evolution right there.
There
You
you
keep
go.
them around as fodder. That's
There's a
what
snack.
Yep.
that's what like packs of wild
Gazelles
animals
and
do
stuff,
now.
yeah.
They're
Here's
like,
the thing that
get
always,
them, Grandpa. We're going this way.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that always bothers me about like the Walking Dead style zombies, the slow zombies, not the like
Mhm.
DayZ fucking charging after you type zombies and shit.
As long as you got somebody awake, you probably
Like,
be okay.
Daisy,
You
what's
should-
Daisy? World War Z?
World War Z,
Yeah.
DayZ.
The runners.
DayZ was a video game with zombies where they run like they do in World War Z.
Oh,
Mhm.
So unless you have the zombies like that where they're fucking sprinting at you and shit, the zombies shouldn't be too much of a problem to handle.
It's
Until you
other-
get
it's other
cornered
people
by the
that are
horde.
real threat.
Yeah, the people are the actual threat. And I told my wife that from when we first started watching the show, and she's like, "Oh, this is so good, I love it." I go, "Watch, like we're so focused on zombies right now, but by the time we get into the second and into another, if they make a second or third season, it's gonna shift from the zombies to the people,
Mhm.
because the people are what's fucking dangerous. The zombies, after your first couple weeks of surviving, you know how to handle zombies from that point forward.
And now we're seeing
You
in,
got it
in
down.
both shows.
But getting food and weapons and ammo and stuff.
yeah,
In both shows, they're basically weaponizing them.
yeah, a lot of
And I like how, like, with The Walking Dead, I haven't seen it yet, but just from the advertisements, they're starting to focus on shit finally doesn't work anymore because there's no infrastructure. Like,
Mhm.
they're finally running out of cars, they're finally
Yeah.
running out of gas.
running
and
out of
switching back
gas,
to
starting
horse
to
and
starting to
buggies
get
and
low on
shit.
bullets, and they're having to
This
figure out
show's
how to
been going
make
on
their own
10
bullets.
years and they're barely at that point? Wouldn't that be
I don't
within,
know
like,
what
the first
I don't know
couple
what the
months?
timeline
You
in the
would think.
show is. I think that's been 10 seasons, but I don't know.
Yeah,
what
but
the-
I mean,
I think the
every,
timeline in the
not
show is
every
probably.
timeline, not every part of the show like
Travis
lasts
made
the
a
whole
reference to
entire
that
year.
today.
Really?
Because
That's
sometimes
right.
what we see in the
But
show,
how
like they mentioned
in the
before,
zombie
sometimes what
movies,
you see in
Oh,
both
yeah.
sides of
5
the
years
show is
later,
like
it
3 weeks
starts
of
right
what they've
up.
gone through.
Fuck, it's almost like 24. Like, fuck's
Yeah.
sakes.
Yeah.
So sometimes what you see on the show, because it all happens real close to each other, that's like this was a 3-week period in their life. And then the next season might pick up only a few weeks after that. So you could have 3 or 4 seasons that take place in the same
month.
Yeah,
year.
because what's her name's
Yeah.
been pregnant for 2.5 seasons
Yeah,
now.
exactly. So I mean, everything that's happened since she got pregnant has all been within a
So
9-month period.
nowhere have they, like, concretely
Unless it's a zombie
explained
baby.
the timeline?
A lot of
Time's different
fans
for
have tried to
zombies.
figure it
It's like
out
cats.
by going by like using the kids. Exactly is how they've done it. Because Rick's girl in what was that, season 2 or 3 when she had the baby?
Right.
So they're like, okay, well look at her age. How old is she now? Well,
And she's
this
around
much time.
5-ish or something?
Yeah, so she's like
I know,
around
probably
maybe
like
no more like a
4,
3 or 4 maybe. She's more like a 3 or 4. So a lot of people have been trying to use that age of the child to extrapolate how far they've gone. But I mean, really, they haven't said. And like I said, a lot of it they have said. Oh, this is taken. You guys watched, a whole entire season. That was only about 3 weeks of their life.
See, I
Right.
haven't seen any of it. I mean, I do like the zombie movies, but I just never got into the whole Walking Dead.
It's definitely a good show. I think The Walking Dead, the original one, is starting to falter a little bit now. It's still
Mhm.
good, but it's not amazing like it used to be. But Fear the Walking Dead is starting to pick up. And I
Fear the
really
Walking
expect,
Dead. like it took a little bit to get its feet. By
Yeah,
the third season, it really started to fucking get good.
And do you remember how Fear the Walking Dead started? I thought that was cool shit. It was basically like a 10-second increment at every commercial break for a whole season of The Walking Dead. And then after that, it became, they picked up where those little 10-second increments of the commercials, picked off, or left off, and started another series with it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's-
Because when it started out as just a plane flight when it was in the commercials, just an airplane flight. There's one guy that's a little bit sick. Nobody knows there's a zombie outbreak, and slowly but surely the whole plane gets sick, and it's just start battling through the plane, and everybody is a zombie by the end of the season, basically.
Yeah, what I liked about it is that, I mean,
And then the first episode of the series starts out with the busted ass plane laying on a beach somewhere.
but
Because it is
he's
wrecked.
talking about there was little like the commercial breaks in the original series. They had like a little blurb of things happening. They used those blurbs to make the show.
Gotcha.
Right.
But see, like what
The
they
Simpsons started that way too.
what they did with the first Walking Dead, you meet Rick in the very beginning, way before the zombie outbreak happens. He gets
wakes
shot,
up, yeah.
and then he wakes up from a coma after shit's already happened.
Oh fuck.
Everything's already happened. He wakes up like he's been in a coma for like months.
And when they first started,
So-
it was like one of the darkest movies on television, or moments on television, because the very first thing he has to do out of that coma is kill like a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Zombie.
first zombie that approaches him, and this is like
And I think she's even carrying a little dolly, isn't she?
something, yeah,
Something
in
like
like a church dress.
And he
Yeah.
he didn't even know about the zombie.
He didn't know it.
outbreak?
Yeah, he wakes up in a hospital room.
In an
Nobody-
abandoned
nobody-
And then,
hospital.
yeah, and he's the door's barred. He has to break his way out the door, and he gets into the hospital. And all the halls are like just ransacked and messed. There's nobody around. No lights or nothing. He gets
How did he
outside.
fucking live if
He
there was
gets
nobody
his.
taking care of
He
him?
gets himself
He
out.
was
wasn't
pretty much on his
They
way to
eventually
healing
show it
anyway.
later on. He was close to the time of coming out of his coma when the show started.
Yeah, but how does he survive without food and water and being able to fucking piss and shit?
Oh,
know,
you
they
can
had
piss
a-
and shit without help.
Yeah.
I can anyway.
Not when you're strapped
I
in
just
there.
did it.
Not when you're in a coma.
You don't need
It
that
just
much
happens.
nutrients
Yeah.
when you're.
Well, I mean, he was
you
in
can-
he was in the coma while the start of the zombie outbreak happens, and then
Mhm.
eventually in the show, at one point you see his best friend while shit's going crazy, and zombies have been out for a little while now. They can't stay there any longer, and they can't move in, so he just bars the doors and is like, "Best luck," and they take off. And then like a day or two later, he wakes up from his coma. He had
yeah.
IVs.
Plus,
and
you
shit.
got that IV,
So it's all-
keeps you hydrated.
Yeah,
you don't
he
really need
had-
much
he
calories
had
when
the
you're
IV. That-
inactive.
So
Okay, so then they with
So
him,
the IV
2
gives
days,
him
yeah,
the IV
that I
gives
can
him a
see.
couple days of fluids,
Yeah,
and
he
then
could-
after that you can
he might
go
have been dehydrated
another
when he
couple
woke up,
days
but-
without water and stuff. So when he wakes up, he's really weak from being dehydrated. First thing he does is stumble in the bathroom, is like trying to drink water out of the the faucet and shit. But so he breaks out of the
I'm like that when I
hospital,
wake
and there's
up
like
from
body
surgery.
bags all over, and there's like crashed army vehicles, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" So he has no clue, but everything's already happened.
Could you imagine?
I would assume
waking
it's a
up to that.
practical joke.
Right? But so he has no clue. Like all this shit's already gone.
I'd be afraid to
All
pull
the
that trigger.
beginning worst shit's happened. So he has no idea what's going
John
on.
Cassianos walks out.
But
what would you
in
do?
Fear the Walking Dead,
Who?
John Cassianos? Can't remember how to pronounce his name, but the What Would You Do guy?
What would
comes
you-
out. What would you do?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a TV show where they set them up like parents are yelling at the kids, and then the kids yelling at the parents, and to see how people react, and if anybody will actually
gotcha,
step up
okay.
and say, "Hey, stop talking to your kid that way. That's messed up," or
Yeah.
whatever.
Like we were talking earlier about how the practical jokes with like the dog in the alligator suit or the dog in the spider suit and shit like that. You notice none of them ever take place in Arizona or Texas.
No, because they'll get fucking
There's
shot.
been I've
'cause-
seen a couple where people drew down on
Yeah,
the clown.
yeah, but that's
Didn't they say that one of them fucking clowns that was trying to be a smartass fucking chase people at night got shot here in Arizona?
I don't know.
I don't remember
Remember
seeing
when they
never
had
that.
the
heard that.
clown thing going on for a
Yeah,
while?
I never
But
heard
you
that,
know,
but I
if
always
a-
heard everyone
if a
say
dog
if they
dressed like
tried
an
that in
alligator
Arizona,
comes
someone
out
would
my
get fucking
ass,
shot.
I'm gonna put bullets in it.
Right?
Yeah,
If the dog comes at me without the spider outfit, I'm gonna put bullets in it.
Right?
So I mean, in Arizona, that's
In
just
Arizona, we carry.
practical
Yeah.
jokes just don't work like that around
Nope.
here. Somebody jumps out of the bushes, ah, pop, 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 pop. You know,
Like, yeah,
Billy
yeah,
ain't
Your
fucking
Honor.
around no more.
This guy, I don't care what he was dressed like. He was like carrying an axe, and he came at me attackingly, and I defended myself.
Attackingly. That's a
That's a
hell of
good
an
word.
adjective right there.
Thank you. I made it up.
Attackingly.
attackingly. So I shottingly him.
I shot him Shooting.
So I killed him
Shootingly.
shootingly.
Defendingly.
Defendingly.
Defendingly,
Yes.
shootingly to him.
I was scared, so I went pew pew pew.
So yeah, so I think The Walking Dead. I think you're gonna see more spin-offs, and I eventually see them coming together in one big.
Oh, yeah, I
series.
was like saying, like in the Fear the Walking Dead, the spinoff, they actually show from like the day the
original
zombie
people?
starts,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
like people are like,
Like
these
Patient
people
Zero
are
type
sick. They're
shit.
like, good. One point they tied it in was that the police were having to shoot people, and they're like, did you
Right.
see the police shoot this person down? Like, why did they do that? You know, well, because the motherfucker wouldn't stop coming, kept getting up, and they kept.
Day
shooting
one,
him.
Sounds like
They didn't
Ron
have no
Jeremy.
They didn't have
explanation,
no
though?
explanation at first. Yeah,
like
they
day
didn't
one,
know.
the bath salts guy is coming at you, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Pop, pop, pop. You know, of
Yeah.
course it's like L.A.
Yeah, it starts
So-
off in like LA. It takes the first season takes place in LA, but
Well, of
you
course
see
it
that. But you see that progression is they like more and more people get sick with this disease, and they still don't know what is going on, what they are, and as more people get sick and it spreads, it gets crazy. But you see the beginning of it, whereas in Walking Dead, it's already happened. You don't know how.
Another cool twist that The Walking Dead does with the whole zombie thing that we haven't seen anywhere else that I can remember is the fact that you don't have to get bit by a zombie.
It's an actual virus that
Everybody
carries.
has it.
Everybody's already infected.
So if you get bit by somebody, it mutates it like that, and you turn. If you don't get bit, you die. If you die of fucking cancer, you turn. No matter what, if you die in that movie, you're instantly, or in that show, you're instantly a zombie.
Everybody becomes a zombie.
everybody's
Because it's an
infected.
airborne illness, so everybody
Yeah,
has
as long
it.
as you die in some way that doesn't
Destroy your
that
brain.
isn't by a mass head trauma, you're gonna come back as a zombie. You could, like you said, cancer. You could fall off a cliff and die just from not landing on your head, but
Or
like
die
breaking your
giving
spine
birth.
or whatever.
Oh.
Die giving birth,
Overdose from opiates.
anything like that. Yeah, you're gonna turn into a zombie.
That's the end of your list. You can't think of more ways to die without head trauma.
We could go on for
One-
like hours.
The
but
one that
I
I've
don't
always
want
wanted to see is I want to see someone fucking
You want to see
miscarry.
somebody fucking. Oh, and a baby zombie.
A baby zombie eats out their fucking stomach.
Fuck.
How awesome would that be, though?
That would be crazy.
How fucked up
It's
would that
almost
be?
that way in The Walking Dead.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I want, but
It's
it
a
hasn't happened
stillbirth
yet.
that turns
I
to
keep
a zombie,
waiting
but
for it.
it's
That's
not
what I
a-
want. I want someone to be like, you
So
know,
it's almost
8 months,
Alien?
8 months fucking along or some shit, and the baby fucking they miscarry still whatever in there, and it's still in there,
Yeah, well,
and turns into a zombie
chew
and
through a
starts
person
just
without
chewing
teeth.
Right?
through their fucking like just tearing
And no
through their
fingernails
fucking
or
body
nothing.
and shit.
Be like my grandfather tried
They
to
don't
do
have
that.
teeth.
I know, but they're like trying to get
Sometimes
this
they
baby
do.
zombie out of their body. Could you imagine that?
There are rare occasions where babies are born with teeth.
Or
Well,
what if they
sometimes
don't?
people's
That's it. There's
twin
nothing. Okay,
has
so it
teeth
doesn't
in it.
have teeth. It doesn't have fingernails. It can't claw out. But it's still in there moving around. So you think you have a full ass healthy baby, and then you give birth to a
And
fucking
you're like,
zombie.
oh, it's so. Oh my god, it's trying to attack
How
me. It's
terrifying
so
would that be?
That
cute.
happened in that one with Mekhi Phifer, where they were in the
8 Mile?
mall
Yes.
and she gave birth to
Yeah.
a baby zombie.
Yes.
That was the Night of the Living Dead
Mm-hmm.
remake.
Yeah, with Phil Dunphy. They got on his sailboat at the end and sailed to the island.
Ving
That
Rhames
was-
is the only guy I remember from it.
Ving Rhames, yeah.
But yeah, that'd be terrifying. Have
that
someone
one
have a
chick-
You
zombie
remember
baby.
Phil Dunphy? Was
I
in
don't
that
know who
movie?
that
He
is.
was. He was a dick. He wasn't funny at all.
He doesn't know who Phil
This was
Dunphy
pre
is.
Phil
So
Dunphy.
remember,
Are you serious? You don't know Phil
to know who
Dunphy?
Phil Dunphy is.
I'm sorry.
Modern Family.
Our apologies.
I'm sorry.
It was pre.
I know Al Bundy's in Modern
If it wasn't for
Family,
her
and
boobs
fucking
and
Sofia
Al Bundy, you
Vergara.
wouldn't watch it.
Yes.
Ah.
Either of her boobs.
A little quick trivia: Sofia Vergara, highest paid female actress.
Really?
Highest.
Oh,
Like
paid the
10
shit
million
out of
per
her.
boob.
For like several years now.
I
She
paid
makes-
the shit out of her.
She makes almost more than everybody else on that show combined.
Have you ever listened to her tell her like real life story?
No,
She's like,
I don't hear much.
she's
Wah,
from
wah.
More of a
um,
seeing.
Titties, titties,
pretty sure
titties.
she's the one that's from a Colombian drug family.
Wow.
And she like literally watched her brother get kidnapped and cut up in pieces as like a drug murder type thing. And
Really?
yeah, she literally grew up in the whole
Legit.
cartel.
I think she would
Wow.
be. I think she would have a thing for me because she married my doppelganger, the guy from Magic Mike. That's who she married.
He's your doppelganger?
The big buff Mexican dude with the goatee. I mean, like
How does any of that describe you?
we're
Right?
fucking
They have
twins.
goatees.
We're fucking twins. So
We're
Sophia,
goatee
if you ever-
brothers.
If you ever need a replacement,
We're goatee brothers.
I'm your guy.
We have the same full goatee.
Brian's
man.
totally the one watching
Yeah.
that show going, I look just like him.
They're in that Hulu commercial. You haven't seen it yet?
No.
Yeah, they're on that Hulu commercial. Yeah.
Like, don't ever fly first class because you'll be screwed.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He
Yeah,
was in
looks just like
he
him.
was one of the werewolves in True Blood, wasn't he?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Different guy. That's
Or was it a
awesome.
different guy?
All right, I'm assuming because I don't think Alcide's Mexican.
So if you had,
I don't think he actually knows if the guy's Mexican or not.
so speaking of that movie, which we just named
Which
off
one?
like 100.
Which one?
Which which style of zombie movies do you prefer as far as the zombie goes? Like the fast runners, the comedy movies, like Shaun of the Living Dead, that kind of shit.
Shaun of the Dead. Shaun
Shaun of the Living Dead. Yeah,
Shaun.
I'm pulling a John and
That's an homage to Dawn of the Dead.
right. What about Warm Bodies?
Right? That was Twilight of the zombie movies.
That was the one where
That was the one
no,
like-
that's the dumbest
and then,
one
like,
ever.
he's
Where he
like-
like comes back to being human.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
'Cause
he
she
like
fires
starts to
up his heart.
become like a thinking zombie.
Mhm.
Nah, it was
no,
alright.
no.
I always loved the classic.
I always watched
John
that.
Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Still my
That's good
favorite.
shit.
I still like the original.
If I have to get stuck in a zombie movie, I prefer it to be Zombieland because the electricity
Yes.
still works, all the cars still run, you can
That
still
was fucking.
stop
that
at the
was,
gas station for fuel.
I was. I remember that as part of.
That was like a living zombie movie. Like everyone's still like living their lives and shit.
That was part of one of my best twofers ever.
If I was
It was
in,
like that and Harry Potter movie in the same night.
Oh, wow.
I was
I
like,
don't know.
if I
"Fuck,
was
man, that was a
in,
good
What's the
twofer."
dude from True Blood?
okay. If I was
Joe
in the zombie movie,
Yellow. That's who you look like. You and him are
Yes.
bosom buddies.
Yes.
if I was in a zombie movie, I'd prefer the Romero slow.
I can't find any goatee shots
Zombies?
of him though. He's
You're right.
all like full on beard.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean,
But
for
watching movies,
strategically,
I
yes.
prefer the
We don't-
remake and World War Z type crazy ass zombies. But I think the Shaun of the Dead and my favorite zombie movie fall in the kind of comedic one. Fido, have you ever heard of that one?
Mm-hmm.
Where they keep zombies as pets.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That would fall in that category too. I think that would be my favorite movie.
You know,
to
the
watch.
crazy part is not like my 4-year-old and 6-year-old daughters watch this Disney show that's got zombies in it, and it's about zombies and cheerleaders, and they go to the same school and
Zombie
like,
High.
It's I don't
It's
know.
something like that. I remember. I've never watched it,
But
I've
like
never
they
seen
watch it over and over and over again, and I should know more about it because I fucking literally almost watch it every day. with
What's your
them.
favorite zombie movie? Narrow it down.
But I'm gonna say Zombieland. Yeah, that was a
Zombieland?
fucking.
I
good
love.
movie.
That's one of my
That
favorite
was a
movies.
good
Not just
fucking
favorite
movie.
zombie movie. That's one of my favorite movies.
It was fucking.
I
was a
love
good
Woody
movie.
Harrelson in that movie.
Yeah.
He fucking,
I didn't like it as much as you guys, but I'm looking forward to the sequel still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
What's your
I think-
favorite zombie
I
movie?
liked it. Night of the Living Dead, original.
That's
Romero.
that's one of my favorites too.
Oh,
But
Mine, I feel like I'm always the guy that kind of goes obscure or whatever, but
Really?
yeah, it's
no
weird,
way.
right? But
No way.
I saw
What was
this
that
movie.
weird ass fucking Hatchet or whatever the fuck?
Hatchet was good. I believe I saw this on Netflix a couple years ago, but zombies. It was such a cool telling of the zombie tale. These kids are like in a
We'll have
ice cream
another
parlor. Oh,
go ahead.
ice cream parlor, helping this girl finish up so they can go party or whatever, and they're eating the leftover ice cream, and they start watching the news, and turns out these people are getting sick and becoming zombies and stuff, and they're like, holy shit, we better be careful because there's zombies out there. And they'd like peek out the window and they'd see these people just like running by like 10 times normal speed, and they're like, fuck, those guys are fucked up, those fucking zombies are crazy. And so they're like hunkering down,
Bung
trying to
hunkering.
bung hunkering.
That's how bad it is. They're bung hunkering.
This
Not
is-
just regular hunkering.
This
They're
movie
bung
just took a
hunkering.
triple X swing.
I
here.
bung hunkered once, but it was at school and I got kicked out. But yeah, they're like
no
tripping
means
out
no, John.
because these people are just acting crazy out there. And anyway, one guy goes outside, and this whole movie's in black and white until this guy walks outside, and you see a passerby looking at this person walking out of the ice cream parlor, and it turns color, and he just kind of stumbles out all and grabs a cat and starts eating it and walks back inside, and then turns black and white again. He's like, yeah, there's nobody out there, but for some reason I ate a cat. It was weird. So these
Oh,
these
so
kids
they're the
are
zombies.
zombies.
They're zombies.
And you're seeing
but they
this
don't realize
movie
that they're
from the
zombies.
zombie aspect. It was really fucking
That's
cool.
interesting.
Huh.
And they think that all the normal people are
Or
the fucked
zombies.
up ones.
Gotcha.
No, other zombie movie that I really enjoyed that not a lot of people did is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a
never
really
watched
good
it, but I
twist
remember
on
that,
zombie
yeah.
movies.
What?
You remember the original movie, the old movie Pride and Prejudice? It's like back in the. It's back in the
Vaguely.
Civil War days.
yeah Civil War, like fucking royalty type movie, except right in the middle of battling like Civil War style battles, there's zombies.
It's like Abraham Lincoln the Vampire Slayer, but for
That was a
zombies.
good movie.
That actually was pretty decent too. And along
You know-
that same line of that kind of era of style of movie, another one that came out that I wish they would have made more of is Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter.
Yes.
okay.
That was a good
Pretty
fucking
decent.
movie.
You know, I'll give props to any zombie movie that will actually fucking call them zombies.
Right? How come
Instead of
every
I
coming up
get
with
tired
weird
of the whole
names.
thing
Oh my
where they're
God,
like,
what's going on
I
with
have
these
no idea
people?
what's going on. What could we possibly call these people? We'll call them walkers or
Yeah.
whatever, like Walking Dead does. Like
You didn't watch those zombies?
there was
Fear the
no
Walking
like,
Dead.
like none of these worlds that zombie movies, the most zombie movies take place in, have ever had a concept of a zombie. So
Yeah.
there's no name for what these
What's
are when they
the,
break
But
out.
Walking Dead is modern day. They've had zombies.
That's what I'm saying. Like they should have had zombie movies, but nobody.
The only
but they're,
thing-
they're pretending they never have had zombie movies because somebody at some point would have been like, "This is just like fucking Night of the Living Dead or
Right.
Shaun of the Dead." Like they don't. They pretend that zombie movies have never happened in their universe.
The one thing I like about how Walking Dead does it is every little click calls them something different. So at least
Yep.
when they're coming up with weird names for them, it would make
Everybody
sense
is.
that every other click hasn't heard
Yeah,
that name
exactly.
yet.
Because they call them walkers, and then like this next group, next town over has a completely
Yeah.
different name for them. I did like that aspect. I just hate when a zombie movie just won't fucking call them zombies.
Right. I
Why-
could get it like the Pride and Prejudice versus Zombies or Pride and Prejudice and Zombies one because that's before television.
Before
and
zombies
shit.
were
So you
invented.
can kind of get that, but anything that's modern day, they know what the fuck a zombie is.
Yeah, that always bothered me. That's why, like in Zombieland, they call them zombies. Gotta give them props for that. Zombie
Right.
kill of the week. Like I'm down.
That shit's
Um,
funny.
I wanted more
What was
zombie
the,
kills
uh,
of the week.
I would totally watch a spin-off show that was
Zombies
the zombie
kills
kill of the week. Yeah.
Like and be it like there's like a host.
Right.
It's like a TV show, like some cheesy
It's
ass
like
80s
ridiculousness.
zombie kill of the week. And then like they show like it's like funny small videos, but zombie
Right.
kills.
That's the way I
And
pictured
then
it as
yeah.
ridiculousness.
As much as I
It's
hate
just
him, I picture
videos.
Joe Rogan hosting
Right?
that segment.
Yes.
I see it like it's America's Funniest Home Videos. They show a bunch
At
of
the end of
fucking
it, they smoke
videos.
weed.
Yeah.
They show a bunch of videos of people killing zombies and like, oh, here's our top 3 contenders. Audience, vote on who you think is zombie kill of the week. Like that'd be awesome. I'd want that.
Speaking of zombies and smoking weed, that's another thing that Zombieland. That's one of the funniest parts of that whole movie, where they get high and then they go in there and fucking what's his name kills Bill Murray because he
Bill
thinks he's
Murray,
really a zombie. And the whole time he's dying, that chick keeps giggling. I'm sorry, man. He cracks me up. It was straight to my funny bone.
All right, what about you wake up, you turn on the news, and you're like, holy shit,
And you're not wearing any pants.
you're not wearing any pants. Of course, that's a given.
I was about to say, I don't.
Who sleeps in
When's the
pants?
last time I woke up and I had pants on?
Um,
Unless I passed out in them.
and you
I'm
find
lucky to
out
have boxers.
the zombie apocalypse has happened, and it's engulfed your whole state.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh shit, I better run out and do something about this. You, of course, throw on some pants.
Are you doing something about it?
Why
or
am
are
I
you
doing something
escaping?
about this?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Because if
And-
this happened, I'm not saying I'm going to go do something about this.
Are you
Fuck
just
this,
sit
I'm
there
going to
watching-
survive.
Time to save the
Are you
world.
just
Yeah,
there
fuck
watching
that.
recklessness?
I'm
Break
gonna
into
go.
a lab.
I'm
Not
gonna go look
necessarily-
for zombies.
Not
and
necessarily
kill
try and end it, but either
I'm gonna
escape
Do some
or
clinical trials.
go to
Open up my
your
windows.
hideout point or whatever. You walk out of your room into your little like weapon suppository. Depository?
Have weapons.
Right, weapons
Not
Suppository.
suppository, I'm pretty
Right
It's
over
sure.
right
your
up
ass.
there.
He's
He's
Wait,
fucking prison
weapons-
walleting.
Cache.
Let me get
Just
my
call it-
shotgun.
Right.
Just call it a
That's
cachet.
a bat, John.
There's a fucking kid from Deadpool too.
Just say supply.
Supply. And
his prison pocket.
His
You have,
prison-
like,
let me get that from prison.
the whole existence of every weapon ever, and you only get to choose one.
Like Matrix style, where if I
Yeah, but just walls and walls of weapons fly by.
Yes.
What
I've had that
one
dream.
weapon?
Have you had that dream?
You've talked about the dream before with the weapons.
If we have
Awesome.
unlimited
Okay,
weapons,
I don't
what's our ammo supply like? Are
yeah.
we talking?
And why
like,
don't I just take
are
all
we
the
talking
weapons
what
with
the
me? They're
gun
fucking
holds?
We only
zombies.
have one.
All right, how about just say, okay, if the
Don't
zombie,
question the rules.
if the zombie apocalypse was to break out,
I'm just clarifying.
what weapon would you want
Yeah, no,
to
and
have?
this, we should get to have unlimited ammo. That's,
No unlimited
yes,
ammo.
Yes, yes,
Nope.
yes.
So how much ammo do we get? Because that has a big deciding
Like 3 or
factor.
4.
Yeah, because then I'm
magazines.
going with something like a fucking Daryl Dixon's crossbow, something I can use over and over and over.
I would assume you'd keep 3 or 4 loaded mags, and then after that you have to find it. So if you choose like an FNFAL or something, a little bit less likely.
I'm like,
if you
yeah, I'm
grab
not
a Ruger
gonna
1022,
find
you're
too
probably
many
gonna be able to
people
find
with
some.
fucking ammo for a
No, but
P90.
Exactly.
if
So
I mean,
you have
if
to
it's-
decide.
Say if you get a fucking 9mm,
Hmm.
you get a fucking box full of 50 fucking bullets.
Okay, so you take that box of 50 bullets.
All of my guns have big ass magazines.
Or if you take an
I'd rather
AK, you have a
three
box of
magazines
20
than
or
50
whatever.
bullets.
Let's go with the
You
box
got the
of
fucking the
Nope, you get a box of then.
The problem with this
Brian's
group,
rules, he
the
screwed you.
problem with this group is we want too many clarifications
Right.
on the rules and
Yeah.
shit.
I
You
would
can't
get
just
that
ask
fucking-
a simple question.
But
If
we-
the apocalypse
we-
broke out,
I'm talking-
what weapon
I'm
do you
getting-
want?
We are all the ones that watch the movie going, he can't do that!
Right?
You know, Superman flies by and you're totally okay with that, but the car went faster than its specifications.
Right.
Those tires aren't built for that kind of speed.
It always bothers me when, like, in a movie, when the good guys,
He
like,
took way too many shots with that gun.
when he has
That one
one
does
gun
not
and
hold
he's
that
killing
many.
people, like, why aren't you picking up their guns?
Right.
Dude,
Pick
Oh,
up his
that's-
gun.
I yell about
Pick
that all
up
the
that
time.
motherfucker's gun and keep going.
I yell about that all the time. I'm like, have you never played a video game? God damn it.
That was one of my favorite
nothing
parts
more
of the original
frustrating.
Die
You guys
Hard.
are
Yeah.
amazing
My
at avoiding the
favorite part of the
question.
original Die Hard is that
I'm
from the first dude he killed on the
I'm
stairs,
watching that
he
True
was
Detectives.
collecting guns.
Yeah.
The
He's
second
like, give me
series,
all
I'm in a
this
room
shit.
full of
season?
politicians.
Oh, God.
There's-
What you want to talk
You'll see,
about?
like, an army movie.
Healthcare. If we increase the army,
You'll see an army movie where they're standing around like 300 dead soldiers and they're click, click, oh, I'm gonna die, I'm out of bullets. You can see 8,000 bullets from where you're standing.
Not
Pick
even
up a
that, you can
different
see
fucking gun.
a couple hundred guns laying next to you. You
Yeah.
can just pick up and start
It's like
shooting.
something in their programming doesn't let them fire the other guy's gun.
More
It's-
than
it's-
likely, if the
Hollywood
dude
rules,
next
man.
to you died, he probably still had bullets.
Yeah, are
in
we
his
playing
gun.
Hollywood rules or, like, realistic rules?
realistic rules.
What's the?
Then I'm gonna want something
Honestly,
I don't
God,
have to
I want
fight
a
ammo
fucking,
for.
I want a fucking 9mm with a fucking magazine like that fucking long.
Doesn't matter how mag is. You've decided a box is what you get.
It's
Well,
a,
that just
it's
because
a
he
big ass
starts,
box that I
just
found.
because he
okay?
starts with
talking
a big
Walmart
ass,
box?
just because he starts
Costco
with a
box.
big
Box
ass
of
box
50.
of ammo doesn't mean he can't find some later.
Well, see,
What kind
that
of rules is that
we better
shit?
That's
choose
one
which
of
kind
the-
gun you
That's why he
like.
picked 9mm because he's gonna go down to Walmart and
Because
find
it's way
some.
less bulky and you can run with that bitch.
That's one of the things to think about is how
The weight.
likely are you to find more
Yeah.
when you do run out.
I
And
want
see,
a
that's
fucking
why
katana.
Because
That's
you're
why-
like, I want
sharp-ass real
I want
katana.
an AK. Well, how much
You don't have to
7.62
reload it.
are
You
you
don't have
gonna
to find
find?
it.
Yeah, but
ammo.
yeah, they have
That
to
shit's
be
heavy.
within swing radius.
Yeah, but my swing radius isn't going to cause other zombies to come into my camp.
my
I ain't afraid of that slow ass walker.
See, that's why I would take a 22.
And then again,
A 20
then
a
we
20
also
or a
say,
katana.
then now
That's
you
a-
also have to specify what kind of zombie
Are
world
we in
we're
a slow zombie
Because
movie or are we in a fast zombie movie?
World War Z zombies, your katana ain't gonna fucking
No,
cut
yeah,
it.
they will
You're going to run out
swing
of
you.
ammo too fast to matter. That's
Yeah.
that's a moot point. We're talking slow walkers.
22 all day long. You can carry in your pockets. You could carry 10
couple
times
hundred
more
rounds.
ammo, and you can. It's
Everybody
easier to
owns a
shoot.
22.
It's easier to shoot, so it's going to make up for.
They're decent. They're a good close range and long range.
Well, it's
combo.
going to make up
Less
for your
fatigue from
Most
inability.
of your shit's gonna be close range, anyways. And plus,
It's going to make up for
here's
your
another
inability. If
problem
you're
I
not a
have
good
with,
shot,
with some
a
zombie
high caliber
movies.
gun's harder to shoot.
Here-
if it
yeah,
doesn't
see,
kick,
that's
it
what I was
doesn't
about to
bother
get with.
you,
Here's
it
the
doesn't
problem I have
scare
with a lot
you.
of zombie movies: is it's not that fucking hard to hit a slow ass moving head sized fucking target from 10 feet away.
But from across the freaking whole prison yard for
Well, that's different.
Carl.
Or prison yard. But I'm saying,
We're in
44.
prison now.
boom.
no,
I'm
he's
just-
talking about a specific scene in The Walking
Yeah.
Dead. No, I'm
Or-
talking about when they're like zombies are coming at you. They're like, from here to fucking the wall right there. If you have a 22 pistol, there's no way you should be missing their head. I don't like.
Anxiety, stress, panic.
Even if you
it's-
don't
it's
have
different.
like
You'd
super
sure think
training
so,
and
but-
shit.
Yeah, it can affect.
I've
Yeah.
seen some pretty bad.
But you
shit
have
in
a
real
lot
life.
more rounds to try and hit that head with.
That's why
Without
you
the
don't-
fatigue.
That's
And
why-
also, if
that's
you make
why,
it
44
And
mag,
also,
you're
if you
gonna
make it
get
through
tired.
them first
As listed
few,
in
first few
Zombieland,
fights, you're gonna get kind of used to
we
it.
always double tap. The double
Sure,
tap.
if you want to waste that ammo,
Yeah,
whatever.
you want to waste that ammo? Be my guest. I feel confident in my first shot through his head.
Yeah, okay.
If you're confident
Yeah,
in
when
your
my
shot,
katana chops their head off. I'm pretty okay.
hopefully you're shooting them from far enough away that you can see if
Katana.
the first shot did
Yeah.
the work.
He's all like,
It
you know,
works for
you're
the
the
show.
fatigue and the tiredness and the adrenaline trying to shoot a gun. I'm gonna be so accurate with this katana, slicing through bodies
fucking
and shit.
Hattori
I
Hanzo over here.
I guarantee you, I can chop off somebody's head right here a lot better than I can shoot their head to the wall.
Not
think-
if you're,
I think
not
we
if you're
need-
at body 200.
Okay, Kill Bill.
I think we need to like
Maybe.
get a watermelon test going on this
We
set
can't
it up.
afford 200
Where's,
watermelons.
where's Travis? Where's
No,
Travis?
I'm saying we just need a couple watermelons and see if he's quicker with the katana or more better with the gun.
More better.
But who's gonna run
More
around solely
shootery.
with the
Right.
watermelons? I might be brave enough for a katana. I ain't doing it for the
No,
gun.
no.
So I guess none of our answers are worth a shit. Apparently.
No, because we got too deep. We
Did
got
you
we
even
got
have an
lost in
answer?
the things.
No, you
No, I
didn't.
didn't have an answer because
Actually, my first pick
that-
was the 9mm, but then I'm gonna switch and go with the 22.
I didn't have an answer because we could never define all the fucking rules. There are too many rules, so what the fuck's the point?
It's the zombie
I'm
apocalypse.
gonna
You
shoot
make
him.
up the
Slow
rules.
I'm gonna
walkers,
shoot. I'm
Slow
gonna.
walkers, a box of ammo, a box of regular.
I'm
Walmart
gonna have
normal
a
ammo.
magic wand from Harry Potter and fucking put a spell on him.
You can have the wand if
Patronus!
you don't know how to use it. It's worthless.
But but I woke up from the zombie apocalypse while I
The
was at
same could be said
Hogwarts
about
training.
Okay.
22.
Same thing could be said about a katana. If you don't know how to swing a sword, it could be useless. You don't swing it like a baseball bat.
Yeah, swords.
That
You could.
works a lot better than a
It's like
wand
golf.
swung like
It's
a
like
bat.
golf. As long as you get that fucker to, as long as you make contact,
Yeah.
you're doing okay.
No, that does not work in golf. Making contact doesn't mean you're doing okay.
I'm pretty
in
sure
any
if you whack
fucking
somebody
way.
in the head with a pretty sharp katana, it doesn't matter which swing you use. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna work.
Yeah, but if you're
Unless you
using
accidentally
it, but
slap
then
them
again, just
with
like
it.
you were saying about like the fatigue of shooting off of 44, swinging hard ass baseball swings at someone with a katana is gonna fatigue your arms just as fast and get them shaky and make it so you're not hitting on point.
Especially once you start having to pull it out of people, that
Mhm.
gets pretty exhausting too.
And I never said anything about guns to knife/sword.
Mhm.
I was just saying, you run around with a high like a 303 or a 30-30 or something, shooting
I
that
don't
all
think-
day compared to
I don't
22.
think any of us here would ever have picked anything big caliber like that though, because we're not like I
don't
need
know,
a
Brian might
fucking.
have if he would've
He's gonna
thought
be
about
out
it.
there
I was
with.
for a second there,
He's
I was
gonna be out there.
thinking
I
that
need
Russian-
dual Desert Eagle 5-point fucking
I was-
bullet Tony
For
and
me,
that
There,
shit.
I was thinking if it was the fucking World War Z fast zombies, I was thinking that fully auto, that Russian.
Fucking Gatling gun from the Predator.
Right.
No, that no the
The
fully
M60.
automatic Russian shotgun.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the street sweeper.
Yes, fucking how bad with the two fucking round.
Yeah.
All right, Terry
That's
Crews.
another thing that is
Right.
only in movies. Is anything fully automatic is pretty much useless in real
Yeah.
life, unless you're like laying down suppressing fire, which I don't think zombies would care about suppressing fire
No.
because they don't have the sense to duck.
That would just
Full
be like
auto.
There would be no
More
reason
fire.
to go full auto or even a burst fire weapon on a zombie. You want to be single shot if it's
Yeah.
zombies. There's no point going
Because you're
anything
gonna
higher.
waste a shit.
That's all you're doing is wasting
And
ammo.
this is
You
the
can't get
difference
back.
between World War Z zombies or slow walkers.
If it's a whole pack of them super thick and coming at you quick, that might help.
You
but
want
Still
a
though,
saw.
but how
You're
many
probably still
how
gonna
many
saw.
how many bullets are you still going to waste into limbs and chest and shit
Even
that
if
don't
you got
make a
lucky to
head?
get
They
that
keep coming.
headshot, you get two in their head and one above them.
if you got a big old like a Ma Deuce mounted on something where like the impact is knocking them down,
Yeah.
that still would be helpful, I guess. It might slow down the horde enough that you could start picking them off
With
a
the
little
50
better.
cal with the suitcase, fucking army boxes full of fucking.
See, he keeps coming up with those thousands of rounds of ammo.
I want the gun
He's
off the.
fucking he's
Give me
fucking
that-
desperado
my,
over
my
here.
fucking. I changed it. I'm picking an A10 Warthog
That's what I was just gonna
Right,
say. I want,
okay.
the, I want the
Halo?
gun off the nose of the A10.
with the fucking bullets that come out of it like the size of this cup, and you just fucking you.
This shit's like 10,000 rounds.
You don't have to
of
get a
ammo.
headshot if you blow both of their legs off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it's probably some type of exploding round too.
Yeah.
Those things are crazy. They don't.
I know
even
what they
seem
say.
like
They
guns
said
going
they're
off.
like seriously like the size of Red Bull cans.
Yeah, and they don't. That doesn't even sound like a gun going off. It sounds like the world's loudest zipper.
Just, just that fast.
Wow.
But then again, how much of that ammo could you transport?
If I had the
Right,
A10, I
if they're
mean,
the
at
size
least
of that.
You know, how much until your
You
A10
carry 10 rounds.
Actually, no. I changed it again. I
I
changed my weapon of choice again to the Apache helicopter because it has.
You
missiles
can't take a
and
whole
guns.
helicopter.
I've made my
That's a vehicle,
decision.
not a weapon.
It's
I made my
it's
decision.
a weapon, not a weapon ship.
I've changed my mind for the
Nah!
first time.
Have you seen the last
I
ship?
want a
I want a
lightsaber.
destroyer.
There we go.
I just want a lightsaber and I'll be fine.
that would be
I
the
can,
perfect
I can
weapon.
just slice through
as long as you
whatever,
have the power source. to
whatever
keep
the
it
fuck
going.
I need. And if it's a true lightsaber, it doesn't matter. The power source is.
Plug it into USB.
Well, what
But we're on
the
Earth.
crystal
not-
doesn't
and
match up with your fucking aura, and you.
We're on
you
Earth
know
in
it.
the future, not in a distant galaxy along.
You never said that. That wasn't part of. Now you're making more parameters.
I want a destroyer.
I think it
The
was
fuck,
assumed that we're on
John?
Earth in relatively.
In the
I
last
want my
ship,
fucking
times.
Apache.
in the last ship, they were able to take over the whole Earth. with
Okay,
one
so you
destroyer.
have an
That's what
Apache.
I
You
want.
can fly an Apache.
Fucking learn.
Touche.
Like it win. Like
And
okay,
you just
here's
sit down.
zombie. Here's John's
If I
story.
had
First
to-
of all,
if I
you
had to
wake
learn-
up, you walk outside of the zombie apocalypse. Brian wants an Apache right off so he can
Right.
hop in it and start killing zombies.
I've seen
He
him-
wouldn't even know what fucking button to push to turn the
And,
goddamn
and I
lights
thought he
on.
said he didn't want to be the hero. He
Like,
just
hey,
wanted to
yeah,
escape.
I've seen the movie a couple times. I know what I'm doing.
I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
I did.
If I had to learn an aircraft in the next 35
It wouldn't
seconds,
be a helicopter.
I think I'd shoot for the A-10 over the Apache because that's a lot of fucking craziness going on in those things.
Yeah.
I don't think a helicopter is something you could just jump into
Right,
and
and
fucking learn. To
I've
be
seen
honest.
I've seen a lot of movies where
They
they
did it
figured
in
out
The
how to land
Matrix.
an
What the
airplane.
shit?
Yeah.
I've never seen
Like-
one where they figured out how to land a
I've,
helicopter.
No.
I've done a few airplane simulators like they have, and you know they have basic controls and
Right.
shit. A fucking helicopter's weird as shit with the way the fucking rotors work and how you got to keep it, how you
Tom
keep it level,
Cruise can do it.
and how you go forward. Tom Cruise can do
Touche.
anything though.
Except for be 6 foot tall.
Touche.
Dude, there was a fucking picture yesterday, or here a couple days back. It's Tom Cruise and what's Kelly McGillis?
McGinnis from
Top Gun.
Oh,
Then and now, Tom Cruise looks better now than he did then, and she looks like she's a fucking 100.
Wow.
that's what money can buy you.
Oh God, I'm
But
like,
can't buy you love.
Oh, I
Can't
bought
buy
lots of
you
love.
love. It's brought Brian a few loves.
it can in fucking.
Tijuana?
You can
And
buy
a few of
it.
them,
in
a few of them,
Bangkok,
a few of
in
them truck
Thailand.
stops.
You can buy it from Little Boys and Horses over there. Probably at the same time. So, what do you think would, in real life, if the zombie apocalypse did happen, what would start it?
I think it would be-
drugs.
You think it'd be some kind of a drug thing?
I agree, but I don't necessarily think it's, oh, I got fucked up on drugs, I'm a zombie now. I think some drug's going to fuck with our DNA.
Could be.
So here's what I think. I don't think it's going to be drugs. Well, yes and no, I guess. I don't think it's going to be drugs. I think it's going to be our growing immunity to drugs,
Okay.
which is actually happening.
Yeah.
Because like infections are getting worse and worse. Colds and flus are getting
Yeah.
worse and
and
worse.
I think it's
parents
gonna
give
be-
antibiotics for everything, so
Yeah,
of course.
That's-
and it's already getting
That's
to
what I
the
was gonna
point.
say. It's not drugs, but I think it's gonna be a super virus.
It's getting to the point where it
Something
won't.
Like
that's-
what's that Mila
MRSA.
Jovovich movie? There's like a series of them.
Resident Evil.
Oh, Resident Evil.
Zombie movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a
the
virus.
T virus. Yeah. From the video games. I think it's
Umbrella
gonna be.
Corporation is out to
Yeah,
get us.
but that one was one that they, specifically engineered.
A
type
weapon.
stuff. I don't think it'll be something specifically engineered. I just think it's going to be like because I mean
It's going to be a big
because
ass
viruses
staph infection.
they keep mutating all the time, like you said. Because I mean we come up with these drugs to stop it, and then those drugs get overused, and then the virus finds a way to mutate, so it's no
Yeah.
longer hurt by that drug. Eventually, we're going to get a virus that we can't fucking kill, and it's going to keep spreading and spreading and spreading.
I
And
think,
then,
yeah,
you know,
I know.
the virus keeps getting stronger as
So
the
much-
medicines keep getting
So
weaker
much
because of
maybe
overuse.
here's the thing. So much maybe it won't make them into zombies, but they will be infected, and it's going to be a thing. They're infected. We can't cure it. We got to keep them away from us. And those people are like, well, I don't want to be separated from society. They're trying to break back in from wherever we're trying to contain them, and then that infects more
And it's to the
people. And then
point
it
where
comes to the
you're
point like
killing people to
you're
keep
killing
them getting
people to
established
stop this
infections.
from coming out. Yeah, like kind of like
Elysium.
Elysium.
But that was more of a
That was more
1%.
of class type
Yeah.
thing, not really effective. But see, if you think about it like that way, so the person becomes affected with the virus that we can't cure, so we try to quarantine those people. Those people try to break out of quarantine because who wants
They
to be
don't
in
wanna be
fucking quarantine
Well,
for their
that
entire
was
life?
the.
And then that infects more
There
people.
was
So
a
maybe
movie like
they're
that
not.
too. The one where the
Quarantine?
the pig and the bat flu, and it was like a violent strain.
I'm
of-
sure there's been movies that have done this, but I
Strain,
think that
the
that's
TV show Strain.
that's what I see happening more. Like it's not going to turn them into mindless, undead, unkillable, cannibalistic feeding creatures. They're going to still be regular ass people, but they have a deadly virus.
They'd be very killable.
And yeah, and they would be very killable. But then it's the whole moral quandary of it.
I'm good
Are
with
you
it.
okay
But
shooting this person
If
in the
you
head
think about it,
to not get infected
change
by
the
it?
camera angle. If you're on the
Infected
infected
side,
side,
yeah.
you're thinking
See,
those
'cause-
guys are very killable because those fuckers have no immune system.
Right. Well, it's not that they have no immune system. I mean, if you're going to die from the infection anyways, but it'd be like
I
what you
think-
said about being on the
I
zombie
think it's
side
more
of
of the
things.
higher class
You
people
could-
that use way too much
Yeah. You
antibacterials
could,
and sanitizers and stuff are
yeah.
going to be the people that quarantine the infected.
What if it's like the Marky Mark movie where the plants start killing us?
The
Well, then we're
happening?
fucked.
The Marky Mark movie.
Do you get the idea that
The
Brian
Happening?
doesn't know the name of a single movie?
Yeah.
New Jack City.
With M. Night Shyamalan and Ding Dong.
Yeah. But how crazy was that?
That was
Yeah.
crazy. Plants started killing people. But I could definitely see it being something like that, where we get some kind of a virus we can't cure.
How in the fuck
Like,
do you guys
I mean, think
memorize
about
all the
it.
names of these fucking movies?
I'm just as bad as you.
Watch
I just don't spill it out as often.
Right? He just kind of stays quiet till someone else says it. He's like, yeah, that's what it
That
was.
movie is what I was.
But I mean, if you
fucking
think
John
about it-
over here in his pocket fucking spitting out all
If you think about it, we've already had this scenario. It's called the fucking Black Plague. It happened in the Middle Ages. We've already lived through as a human race.
And now it's coming back.
We've already lived through this scenario. There was
and
there was
Arizona
a
has
disease.
people dying from it this
There
year.
was a
and last year.
disease that was uncurable that wiped out a majority population of the world. Yeah,
European
that wiped out a majority of the population that they couldn't cure, and all they could do was quarantine them people off or kill those people off so they
Yep.
couldn't spread it.
The flu
So, I mean,
was the
we've-
same way.
Yeah, I mean, we've already lived through that kind of a scenario, and I could see now people would imagine that'd be impossible because look at all the technology we have and what we can do with pharmaceuticals, but eventually we're going to come across another disease that's built up like the bubonic
But
plague
the
that we
more,
can't stop.
The more our technology advances, the more people are weakening their self-defenses by they're not going out and playing with dirt as kids, and
Yep.
they're not. You have to be introduced to those infections and stuff to be able to fight them off.
Like you see the
You
people
have-
having the chickenpox parties now.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see that shit?
I mean, when we were kids, if your parents found out so-and-so had chickenpox, we'll go over and play with them so you get it, over with. Because once you've had it, you
And
have
the younger
immunities.
you are when you
Yep,
get it,
the
the
better
safer
it
it
is.
is.
safer it is, yeah, because you build it, any disease that there is to get without drugs to cure it, you have to build up an immunity
Yeah.
by having it,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I
You
always
know?
get bit by rattlesnakes, just in case.
just in case to build up. I mean, that was the
That's
same
why
way.
sleep with
you know,
horrors to combat STDs.
that's why I always take a little bit of a poison. So whenever I poison someone's drink, I can drink from both glasses and be like, "Look, you're fine."
John's almost
And then they're
immune to the
dead.
clap.
So, yeah, almost. He's close.
This time next year, bam.
But I mean, when you look through our DNA, we have tons of.
Helix.
If there was
Tons of
ever a good
helixes, yes.
excuse to get caught
There's-
cheating,
That's
what-
it. There's
I'm
tons of
I'm trying to
photos-
save the world here, babe. What the fuck?
In our DNA, there's tons of codes that are built in there for the infections that we're no longer susceptible to, because over the years and years and years and years of human evolution, those we've built as a race built up an immunity to it.
Like,
But
if
see,
we
a lot
went
of
back
that
and
shit-
sneezed on a Neanderthal, they'd probably die like
Probably
that.
die like that.
A lot of that
What?
shit we're not necessarily immune to, though. It's actually the
The disease lives in us.
we fucking inoculate for it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for
How
that
the
too.
fuck can I
We
think of
absorb it.
inoculate when I can't think of fucking the other word for it that's way easier?
Vaccinate.
There you go.
He's like, I'm sitting there just poking.
I was gonna say, you mean
How
give
come
shots for?
I poke myself and make me good.
Did
Who
you
the fuck
know
remembers
that
inoculate?
there's a huge chunk of our DNA that has the immunities for diseases that can only be contracted by eating human flesh?
What?
I got 3 of those.
Which means that if you look at it genetically, if we have all these immunities that you can only get from eating diseases from eating human flesh, that means that majority of our ancestors were cannibals
Yeah.
because they had to build up the immunity
Or,
to
or
those
they were
diseases.
just real into cunnilingus.
Or
Oh,
one or the
touche.
other. But yeah, by
Cunnilingus.
A lot of people-
He
they
might rub you
discovered-
the wrong
they
way,
discovered
but
that
you just
not-
tap him on the head.
not
if
too
he
many
stays
years
too
ago
long.
when they were breaking down DNA, they
Yeah.
found all those immunities, and they're like, you can only get these diseases from human flesh. We're protected against all these diseases because the majority of the human population back in our ancient ancestors
Well, fuck,
were all
well,
cannibals.
God damn it, Kale, when you get hungry, you're fucking hungry.
Right?
A lot of people think a lot of these big diseases are gone, but look, the plague is back in Arizona.
Polio is back.
Polio is back.
Back again.
People think that
Polio's
tuberculosis
back.
doesn't exist anymore, but
Hello,
Arizona
friend.
Arizona has more cases of tuberculosis than anywhere.
And you know what the
Especially
crazy
on
thing?
rabbits,
A lot of
especially
those,
in
and a
your
lot of those
tombstone.
diseases.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Yeah,
A
cool.
lot of those diseases, with the craziness of it is that it's this whole new swing of the people that are anti-vaccine.
Yeah,
Yep.
fuck.
That shit drives me.
Anti-inoculation.
Thanks, Jenny McCarthy.
Anti-inoculation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice tits, but you're moving.
Anti-inoculation. They don't want their child to sit there and get stabbed 99 times to get
So they want them to
inoculated.
die of polio.
Yeah, but that shit's ridiculous. Like, the whole anti-vaccine thing drives me fucking... That's why we're going to have a goddamn zombie apocalypse.
Right.
Because of them motherfuckers. Bringing back diseases that ain't been around for years.
Yes.
Drinking fucking mineral oils and goddamn
Right.
plant drippings instead.
And raw chicken.
Like, yeah, like shit that we eradicated, that no longer existed on the earth
Like
is
polio
coming
and
back.
Black
Like
Plague
polio
and-
and Black Plague is coming back because these people are like, oh no, we shouldn't inoculate.
Next
That's-
thing you know, Nazis.
Now
are
you
coming
got me
back.
fucking saying inoculate
Fucking
instead of vaccine.
People are
yeah,
dumb.
bastard.
Yeah.
No,
These
people are just
these
dumb.
anti-inoculators I'm gonna use that from now on. These
Anti-inoculators.
anti-inoculators
And
sounds real
The,
dirty.
no,
Inoculated all over.
the non-inoculators.
Non-inoculators.
And everything
Inoculators.
gets blamed on the poor rats.
Yeah.
The
Right?
rats cause everything.
The rats cause
We don't even
everything.
have rats here.
But supposedly that's
We have
what caused the
mice.
first plague.
Yeah, oh mice.
We have mice.
Yeah.
No rats.
And not them
And
necessarily,
suppose that's what's
but
causing the one
mites
now
that
too.
were on them.
Like that started a lot in Arizona, like in the tribal communities, and it's the ones with no floors and shit that they were getting up in the rat poop and getting the plague.
Oh, so I should stay away from rat poop?
Little dirt, yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Stop mixing that into your energy drinks in the morning.
Man, I'm telling you, it gives
He's
you
been
a little-
rubbing it on his
gives you
chlamydia.
It gives you a kick.
The guano.
He's like, how else do I have this lustrous
they
beard?
call me
I rub
iguana.
rat poop in it and every day.
It just takes little rat turds. And
Exfoliation.
I'll teach you chlamydia. I'm gonna give you the
Give
plague.
the crap something to eat
Mix
on
it with
it.
some cranberry juice.
It's getting weird.
A little bit. All right. Y'all
It's
good?
been weird for about 20 minutes.
It
Yeah,
has been.
no,
The
but-
best thing I'm gonna take away from this though is the zombie apocalypse breaks out. You jump out your door and Brian's
in an
getting
Apache.
an Apache right off, and he knows how to work that bitch. I doubt he could even open the fucking door
Right? I
to
tell
the
him,
Apache, much less get in.
So
the fight.
here's the thing:
but I
if-
like
if-
your thought. I like
if
your-
this
your
happens
thought process.
and you get you an Apache, I'm gonna be your best friend.
As long as you
After the
really,
first day.
Yeah, learn. If you survive the first day,
I was just
with
saying
that
that.
Apache,
This isn't. We'll
this-
see. We'll see who wants to
Brian,
ride in that fucking.
I'm not. I
Apache.
might
this
not
isn't the
necessarily.
fucking Matrix. You can't just call up Tank and tell him to download a fucking Apache program.
I'm not
bro.
necessarily getting in it with you, but I would like you to hang out around my house if you figure that shit out.
Just remember, it has guns and missiles.
Right?
No. What's this? What movie was that from? This got missiles and guns.
How the hell am I supposed to remember names
Oh,
of movies?
fuck. It was a meme for a while.
If I watched it before today, I'd probably.
What was the Nicolas Cage one where he was the pilot? Was that
Connors?
Firebirds?
Just a pilot. Oh
Firebirds,
yeah.
Yes.
Tommy Lee Jones was
I
his
was like,
instructor.
when was he
Yeah.
a pilot?
Wasn't
oh, yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones his
With
instructor?
that one
and
chick?
stuff?
They're
A
the
lot
ones
of
that
it's
have the
filmed in Italy.
missiles
Yeah.
that they can take off and fire by hand.
Yeah.
That was filmed around here too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was the Apache
I saw that in the
pilot.
Coolidge Theater.
I saw it in
Wasn't that
Kingston.
called Apache or
I
something?
think it was
like
called Firebirds or
Firebirds.
something. Firebirds.
Was that what it was?
That was because that was like the call sign of their group,
Yeah.
their Apache group.
that? And
or
as the
whatever.
first, since it was pre-internet, that was the first half the world had ever seen an Apache.
Yeah,
Probably.
pretty much.
We lost Brian for the rest of the night because he's trying to find that meme.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna figure this shit out.
All right, fuck it.
All right. Well, if you hadn't noticed, this was kind of our Halloween special. By the time you get this, hopefully it'll be
This
right
is the
before
closest
Halloween.
thing I had to Halloween is Metal Militia skull.
So,
I didn't actually think that far.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys be safe out
But
there.
a
Double
first thing
lights.
that wasn't real irony.
And just because somebody's
Irony.
like walking around all ooh brains on Halloween,
Don't shoot them.
I disagree.
We'll have to agree to disagree.
And just because someone's walking around all sexy and shit, don't molest them.
Damn it!
There again,
Fucking
disagree.
rules. All right. Well,
When John's in his fishnets, he's not asking you to come up and yank on his wiener.
jump on our Aimless
And that's
Adventure
what
Facebook
chlamydia-
group and disagree with us. Argue with us. Tell us why we should or shouldn't molest or kill people on Halloween.
Or tell us
Why does it have
what
to
you
be
would choose
or?
other than a fucking Apache when the zombie apocalypse
right.
happens.
What would your weapon of choice be?
I'm telling you, look, see, here's the thing. Here's the meme.
Brian,
We
just
know
say
that it
bye to
has
the-
missiles
just say bye to
and
the
guns.
people.
There's nothing stronger than love, except an Apache helicopter. An Apache helicopter has missiles and
But
guns.
you have to know
Okay.
how to work those.
Touche. Brian, say bye bye to the people.
Bye,
Congratulations to John,
Leave
this week's
it.
champion.
Leave it to Brian to try to use a meme as factual
Right.
proof. Of
Right.
And leave it to him to take fucking 4 minutes to find the meme
Right?
to let us know.
people. It took
that-
a minute.
To let us know that Apaches are stronger than love.
All right.
Stronger than